Welcome. Are we good? Should I start? You're just supposed to point or something. Give me some sort of signal that the show has began. Yeah, I would prefer something, a little showmanship. Give me a twirl, if you don't mind. Something that really makes me know. There we go. Mike has got it. Mike understands what I'm looking for. Simply the Bets, brought to you by the Fanduel Sportsbook at Live Casino and Hotel Maryland. Glenn and Griffin. We got a lot to do. In just a second, Aaron Oster from VSiN out in Vegas. And then later on in the program, we will head to the Fanduel Sportsbook at Live Casino and Hotel Maryland, where we will catch up with our guy, Leon Twyman, the general manager of the Fanduel Sportsbook. So we got a lot to do. It is mobile betting becomes legal officially tomorrow. We got a little tease of it yesterday in the state of Maryland. But it becomes legal officially tomorrow, and it will be fully incorporated with the Fanduel Sportsbook at Live Casino and Hotel Maryland. So you can make deposits there for your Fanduel account. You can get your winnings. I won $180 yesterday. I could today go down to the Fanduel Sportsbook at Live Casino and Hotel Maryland, despite the fact that mobile betting today is not legal. I could go get my $180 right now at the window at the Fanduel Sportsbook at Live Casino and Hotel Maryland. We'll talk more about that a little bit later on. Let's head out to Vegas. Our guy with the 5 L's, he's Aaron Oster from VSiN. For the final time, Aaron Oster from VSiN joins us. That's true. I'll tell you more about it in a second. Good morning, Aaron. How are you?
I'm doing well. How was your first little
hang on, Aaron, I apologize. We have a bit of a connection issue that we're going to try to get sorted out. And then we'll go right back to our buddy Aaron Oster. Let's see if that worked. Aaron, do you hear me?
I can hear you.
Wonderful. I hear you just fine.
Excellent.
How are you?
How was yesterday in your first tease of mobile betting?
I was utterly reckless yesterday, but it worked out. The one that I felt the strongest about that I had told everybody on the Fanduel or the Live Casino and Hotel Maryland social pages was playing, and I think I told you about it last week, the double chance of the USA winner draw parlayed with under 2.5 goals. So I hit that quite nicely. But then I did the bit that admittedly I'm worried about. I don't have enough time to be very worried about it, but yesterday it was more just I kind of stopped working for a little while so I could watch the soccer match, and then during the soccer match I started just randomly betting on any college basketball game that was going on. I knew nothing. It doesn't matter. Oh, Cal State Northridge is playing Tennessee Tech. Cool. I'm definitely throwing $50 on that. I don't know anything about these teams, but I'm going to bet on it. There was a little bit of that going on for me yesterday. So it could have been a better day. I made about $180. It could have been a better day if I had just stuck with the things that I actually knew a little bit about yesterday.
And just having it on your phone, complete game changer.
It really is. I've already had a couple people tell me they are already deleting the app. It took them one day to realize that they needed to go ahead and delete the app. I understand.
Hey, and that's good to recognize right off the bat.
Yep. Say, this is not going to go well for me. Thursday is a bad day for this. It's another day where you have time, right? It's another day where you're going to be over at your aunt's house at some point on Thursday, sitting in front of the TV, trying to avoid the conversation that's going on in the dining room, and you're just going to say to yourself, welp, let me whip out that old app, and I will start betting on the Orlando basketball tournament. I don't even know who's playing in it. Don't care. I'm going to bet on it. That's the way it's going to go. Tunisia taking on Algeria in the World Cup. I'll bet on it. That's the way that it goes. So yeah, it was a fun day. It was a fun day. As I said, sadly, this is our final time speaking with Aaron Oster from VSiN, which I'm very, it breaks my heart that this is the last time we'll speak to VSiN's Aaron Oster, but you have to confirm this is the last time you and I are going to have this conversation, you being Aaron Oster from VSiN.
Exactly. However, in good news, Aaron Oster from somewhere else will be joining me for next week.
That is true. Aaron publicly said on Twitter yesterday that he is departing VSiN, moving on to greener pastures. I don't know what those greener pastures might be. For selfish reasons, I have a lot of things that I hope it is because I can try to take advantage of it to get free things. So first of all, Aaron, I hope that this is the moment that you're going to go on tour with Wheatus and I can go on all the shows all over the country. I hope that would be wonderful. That would be wonderful. Maybe this is the moment where you're breaking off from VSiN, and you are going to finally make the long-awaited sequel to the film Loser, starring Jason Biggs. I hope that these are the things that you're looking to do. Can you confirm or deny any of those perhaps rumors that are out there in the streets?
I cannot confirm nor deny them.
Son of a bitch. I'll have to wait. Well, next Tuesday, we will chat with Aaron Oster from somewhere else, from parts unknown, is where we'll be chatting with Aaron Oster from. Mixed bag last week for Aaron. Hit the Ravens-Panthers under by a bit.
Just a little bit.
Just a little bit on that one. Of course, he tried telling you, do not, and a few of us were idiots, and we decided to bite anyway. Just barely made it on his loser bet, which was the Vikings at +1.5 against the Cowboys. Yeah, they just missed out on a cover there, the Vikings did.
Just missed.
However, the pairing of Justin Fields at 100+ yards rushing and one or more touchdowns came up 15 yards short. And
stupid injury.
And boy, you nearly didn't even get an Eagles outright win.
No,
on Sunday,
I did not.
Missing on the love bet. Now you did, as we pointed out before, you had the Sandy Alcantara, is it Alcantara or Alcantara? I don't ever remember. It's Alcantara, correct?
I've heard it both, but the Marlins official guy says Alcantara,
right.
So I've been going with
the
that.
Sandy Alcantara winning the Cy Young Award. That was a long shot that paid off big time some time ago. And some things that maybe are coming into shape a little bit that Griffin pointed out this week. You did have a long-term Caleb Williams as the Heisman winner back in May.
Yes, I did.
And that one's starting to look pretty good as for a moment, Caleb Williams actually was the front runner. I guess apparently the most recent odds have changed that again, and C.J. Stroud is the slight.
Which, by the way, I also gave out. So looking good if you play.
Now wait a second. Now you're just covering all your bases.
Hey, that's how you hit your bets.
Yes, but you're also going to lose one of them, Aaron.
Sure, but if you play it correctly, you make lots of money no matter what.
I understand that. He had Utah over 8.5 wins. They sit at 8-3 as they go to Colorado, and Colorado's terrible, so that looks pretty good.
Yes.
He had Air Force over 8.5 wins. They only need one more. Now, this one's going to be a bit trickier as they got to go to San Diego State to try to get it.
Yeah.
Had Kansas State to win the Big 12, and they might have a chance to do that. If they beat Kansas, they'll play TCU for the Big 12 title. Also had UCF to win the American. Navy nearly took a dagger to that, but UCF could still get into the American Championship game. They just need a bunch of things to go right in order for that to happen. So some things that are still on the table as far as college football is concerned that we will monitor over the next couple of weeks. Let's get into this week's 5 L's. A local, a long-term, a long shot, a loser, and a lovable bet for Aaron. We begin locally. What do you like?
So I don't know. You'll need to tell me this one because I was looking on Fanduel, and because Fanduel jurisdiction is in New Jersey, I could not find the Maryland game there.
Huh? What? Oh, you're saying that you can't bet because they're in New Jersey,
because
they're not allowed
Rutgers.
to put Rutgers games on the book, is what you're saying.
So you will, So I even looked at other jurisdictions, and I did not see that game anywhere. So you'll have to tell me if that's up there.
I will check.
If it's because this line is different depending on the book. At 14, I don't mind it. At 14.5, I'm not playing it. So I'm throwing that out there as a lean. I lean Maryland against Rutgers. My actual local play will be on the Ravens-Jaguars game.
For some reason, why is every college football game? I guess because we're in Maryland now, and because technically today you're not allowed to bet.
So everything's locked.
Everything's locked for me. So I can't.
Okay.
I apologize. I can't look at anything today. I'm so sorry.
Okay. No, it's quite all right. But so I'm throwing that out there that at 14 I don't mind playing Maryland. And if it goes down to 13.5, I really like Maryland in that one. So it's something to look for as a lean there.
Okay.
But in the Jaguars-Ravens game, I'm going back to the well, and this is tough again just because of all the injuries and you don't know exactly, who's going to end up playing on Sunday. But this is a total that opened higher, around 46, and it's already bet down to 43.5. This obviously comes down to who's healthy. for the Ravens. So, while I think last week's game was an extreme, I do think that we're going to see a slower-paced games from both teams. And then something similar, Jacksonville's offense still in the bottom half of the league. They're a team that's 6-4 to the under. Meanwhile, the Ravens are now 7-3 to the under. Put that all together, I think 43.5 is not a safe bet to the under, but a pretty fair bet to the under.
I almost start to worry about reverse lock here. Like, I almost get into that territory where it's like, how is this game going over 43.5? Like, it seems so obvious to me that I start to get nervous about a reverse lock situation on this one. I tend to agree with you, of course. I've continued to make the exact same bet on every Ravens game for the last few weeks, and it continues to be a big winner for me, so I don't think I'm gonna abandon it yet. It's of course the parlay of Ravens scoring first and winning outright has been a big winner for me. Big winner. They have scored first in 9 of 10 games this season, and they've won 7 of 10 games outright. So it's been very profitable for me this season to stick with that parlay all season long.
I like it.
Yeah.
That's a good little nugget. I'll have to remember that one.
Yeah, maybe you should file that one away. Maybe your boy knows a thing or two about a thing or two every now and then. All right, give me your long term. Give me the futures bet that you're looking at.
This was a play I actually liked better before yesterday when the line dropped. But, I think the 49ers, as the NFC, really starts to get a picture of who the teams in the NFC are. I think you can make a strong case right now that the 49ers are the best team in the NFC. Right now, the odds are plus 350, and like I said, unfortunately, last week could have gotten that at a better number, so value has gone away, but I don't think it's diminished entirely. And here's something I saw that really struck me, and that's based on an odds maker here in Vegas. The 49ers would be favored on a neutral field over any other team in the NFC. They'd be favored over the Eagles, they'd be favored over the Vikings, they'd be Cowboys, Buccaneers, anybody else. And that odds maker went as far to say as Philly is the only one where he'd even consider making the other team a favorite on their home field.
Right.
So whether they're going to Vikings, whether they're going to Dallas, whether they're going to wherever, except for Philly, the 49ers would be a favorite in that game. So if you're taking all that into account, and I'm going to assume that they are going to end up being the 3 seed, it's a big assumption, very, very much so, but I'm going to work under that and won't have to face the Eagles until the NFC Championship game. I think there is value there still at plus 350 to win the NFC.
I think you're right about that part of it. I still get a little bit nervous about how far we're going fawning over the 49ers, a team whose best win on the season is the Seahawks in week 2, right? I'm not telling anybody that they're wrong about the 49ers necessarily, but I don't know, man, they beat the Chargers. Well, okay, kind of everybody beats the Chargers, right? And they weren't all that impressive in their win over the Chargers. I don't know. I'm in a weird place where I get it. I understand why. A lot of it has to do with the fact that we don't have so much faith in these other teams in the NFC. I feel like if the Cowboys hadn't lost to the Packers the way that they did, then we would probably acknowledge the Cowboys as being the favorites in the NFC. And I'm more inclined to lean that way. I think what you're saying about the odds and the value, it absolutely worth the play. I don't like acknowledging it, but I still think that the Cowboys, because of what they did on Sunday, to me, are the team that at the moment I would say is actually the team to beat in the NFC. But I get it. It's very open in the NFC. It's wide open, so I get the value.
Cowboys are plus 480 right now, so if you do like that, especially in a game where on prime time you think they're really going to put it to the Giants, this might be a good time to get in on the Cowboys.
Yeah,
if you feel that way.
They would. Obviously, that number would move significantly if it goes that way. You're not wrong about that. All right, your long shot. Give me the underdog or the long odds that you like for the week.
I'm going to give you a little bit of a Turkey Day long shot here, and unfortunately, I can't give you one of those parlays, which didn't hit last week, hit the week before, just because none of the ones that are being offered are all that great. But I am going to dip into the props here. There are props available for 2 of the 3 Thanksgiving Day. I assume that the Lions-Bills game will open back up or will they'll put the prop menu out later today. But when I'm looking for this, and we never really said exactly what a short-term long shot would entail.
Mm-hmm.
Kind of in my head, I kind of put it at about 4-1 or better. And I did find a 4-1 play that I think could absolutely come through, and that's if you look in the alternate receiving yards, Justin Jefferson to get 125 or more receiving yards against the Patriots. He's hit this number 4 times this season, while the Patriots defense
that's the part, man.
Well, here's the thing. They've overall done well against receivers, though you have to look at who they've played against. They have not played very good quarterbacks and overall not played that number 1 receiver. When there has been that big number 1 receiver, you saw Tyreek Hill catch 8 balls for 94 yards in week 1. Garrett Wilson caught 6 balls for 115 yards in week 8. Now, obviously, that came back yesterday, and Garrett Wilson didn't do that well. But I'll chalk that up to the ball never coming near him because of whatever that is at quarterback for the New York Jets. So when you've had that number 1 receiver, the Patriots have struggled somewhat, and obviously Justin Jefferson is going to be the toughest competition they face. So at 125 yards at plus 400, again, this is a long shot we're talking about. I don't completely hate that. And look, if you want to get really crazy with it, if you think Justin Jefferson's going to go off because he's the entire Vikings offense and really the entire Vikings team this season, and you want to get really crazy, 150 yards is out there at plus 880.
I understand everything you're saying. Jack Jones has been a monster this season. And if there's one thing that Bill Belichick defenses do, it's we're taking something away, and you have to beat us some other way. And why would that not be Justin Jefferson, right? Like, if there's anything I trust, I don't know that they can win, and a lot of times they do this where they successfully take something away, and then something else, they're hell-bent on doing that, and then teams use, it might very well be that if they decide to do that, I believe that they can do it, but then they might get their ass kicked by Dalvin Cook and Adam Thielen all day, right? Like, I just, everything we've known about Bill Belichick is we're taking something and we're making it so that won't work. Now figure out what you're going to do from there. And I would think, and I get it, Justin Jefferson, I think he should be the MVP conversation, or at least should have been until.
I absolutely agree.
I am very enamored with Justin Jefferson, but the Patriots scare me so much here, man. Oh, they scare me. All right, we'll see. We will see. Aaron Oster is with us from VSiN out in Vegas. Let's get into it. Give me the one that you say do not, whether it's in the Fanduel Sportsbook, whether it's tomorrow when you can do it on your app, whether you're doing it from your app in the Fanduel Sportsbook. Don't do this. It's a loser.
Well, I'm going to give you a World Cup play, and I wish I could give you a World Cup play as good as Saudi Arabia winning at 25-1.
My God.
But, right? That would have been a good long shot.
Yeah, that would have qualified.
But I will give you this one, and this one actually is not even more of a loser, but shorter odds than what I had before, and that's France to win the World Cup. They're the third favorite right now at plus 750, and coming into today, I didn't even have France winning their group. That changed when Denmark had the draw with Tunisia,
yeah.
But I still think that overall my thought process was France is banged up. France is getting overvalued here because they are the reigning World Cup winners.
Mm-hmm.
This is a team that on paper just doesn't look good, and it's hard to look at them compared to the other teams that they will face in elimination play and say that they're going to make it very far in elimination play. I would actually be a little surprised if they even made the semifinals. I certainly don't think they're winning. And as the third favorite, I think that line is wrong, and that's a bad thing to bet into right now. So do not play France to win the World Cup at plus 750.
Okay, I don't have a problem with it. You know what's funny is I still don't have a great feel for who's winning this World Cup. Like,
oh, I don't either.
I have no, like, I get why. I feel like Brazil is almost the default answer, right? Like, of course they're the favorites, and everybody's just sort of like, yeah, they're Brazil. Like, I'll just go with them. I just have no real feel for who's going to end up winning this World Cup. England looked really good, right? Like, I know that the competition wasn't much, but maybe there's something there. I don't know, man. I am struggling with who's winning the World Cup. But yeah, I think that's good. And then give me the one that you love, the one that you say take your FanDuel app to the FanDuel Sportsbook at Live Casino and Hotel so that you can make this bet in multiple different ways because I love it. It's definitely hitting.
I like this. Play it in cash and then play it on the app.
Yeah, man.
That way it feels like 2 winners instead of 1.
That's what I like doing. I had
play.
the Bulls Celtics game last night, and I put a good bid on it, and then I was like, what am I doing? I'm going to put more on it. That's how I want to win this twice.
Hey, and I think that does count as winning it twice. 2 bets is 2 winners.
Correct.
That's how it works. And you actually alluded to what my play is going to be this time, and that's Kansas State minus 11.5 over Kansas. You know, this Kansas State team, as you said, has a chance to make the Big 12 championship game. They're not pulling any punches today. You're not going to see them ease off the brakes at all. And I think this Kansas team has been still a little bit overrated after their hot start at the beginning of the year. They're now in the 1-5 stretch, and they're getting beat down by any decent competition they're facing. I think this number really should be at least 14. So give me Kansas State minus the 11.5.
I like it. I actually like that one as well. All right, very good. One final time, what's coming up with the VSiN this week?
Yep, even though I will not be at VSiN, you should still check them out. They still have great product, and as you continue to open yourselves up to the apps, you might need this instant finding these picks, finding everything else you want to play, and VSiN is a great source to do that. Check that out. Check out all of the shows. Check out VSiN.com. You can find our picks. You can find our college basketball guide, our World Cup guide, everything else we have there. And we're about to start a bet giving competition amongst all the shows this week, so you'll get to see all the picks from all the shows so they compete against each other to try to take home the bets giving belt.
Ooh.
So something that if you're hanging around looking to make bets as you're trying to avoid family, all the plays will be shown on VSiN.com, so go check that out.
All right, very good. When next week, when you are the personal assistant to Ron R-Truth Killings, I'm going to need you to understand that I will need him in studio for the entire week at some point in 2023. All right, if you once you take over that new role in your life next week.
Yep.
Thank you.
I will make sure to try to pencil that down.
Thank you, my friend. At the Oster on Twitter, Aaron Oster. Happy Thanksgiving, bud. We'll talk to you next Tuesday.
Happy Thanksgiving to everybody.
It's Aaron Oster checking in with us from out in Vegas. When we come back in, we head to the Fanduel Sportsbook at Live Casino and Hotel Maryland for our guy Leon Twyman. This is Simply the Bets. Looking for a simple holiday meal? Try Chick-fil-A catering. From Chick-fil-A nuggets to mac and cheese, enjoy a variety of tray options sized perfectly for your get-together. Order through the Chick-fil-A app and bring smiles to your family gathering. Availability and order requirements vary. See restaurant for details.
UMBC basketball is back at Chesapeake Employers Insurance Arena, and tickets are available now at umbcretrievers.com. Don't miss any of the great early season matchups as the men take on local rivals Coppin State on November 30th and Morgan State on December 10th, while the women square off with American on December 18th. Experience the excitement of game day at the Peak by getting your tickets right now to come see the Retrievers at Chesapeake Employers Insurance Arena. Lock yours in at umbcretrievers.com.
Come experience Maryland's #1 sportsbook this NFL season at the Fanduel Sportsbook at Live Casino and Hotel, the ultimate place for any sports enthusiast. Take advantage of our 24/7 kiosks, massive video screens, and watch all the action from the best seat in the house. With more money paid out than anyone around, make every moment more at the new Fanduel Sportsbook at Live Casino and Hotel in Hanover, Maryland. Please play responsibly. Gambling problem? Please call 1-800-GAMBLER or visit mdgamblinghelp.org.
The Baltimore County Police Department is hiring. Entry-level officers start at close to $59,000 a year with a $10,000 bonus. Some restrictions apply. Plus a great retirement plan, medical, dental, and vision insurance, advancement to specialized units, tuition reimbursement, 15 sick days earned per calendar year, and even further incentives for military members and veterans. If you have a passion for service and want a career for life, visit joinbaltimorecountypd.com or call 410-887-5542. You must be a United States citizen, possess a valid driver's license, and have a high school diploma or GED equivalent. The Baltimore County Police Department is an equal opportunity employer.
Make the most out of every day in your Toyota RAV4. Available in hybrid or gas-only models. A RAV4 can get you where you want to go in style. Check out buyatoyota.com for deals on new RAV4s from your local Toyota dealer today.
The latest edition of Press Box is available now. On the cover, new Maryland basketball coach Kevin Willard sits down with Stan Charles and Glenn Clark to discuss the situation he inherited in College Park and how he plans to get the program turned around. Also, inside, we introduce you to men's and women's college basketball players from all of the teams in the area. And Bo Smoka profiles Ravens receiver Devin Duvernay. Press Box is available for free at over 500 area locations, including 60 Royal Farm stores, and you can always find the entire edition as well as the best daily coverage of the Orioles, Ravens, and Terps at PressBoxOnline.com.
Experience the best in Kamado Grilling, a complete outdoor cooking appliance. The Ginsu Kamado Grill allows anyone to sear, grill, bake, and smoke all types of food. Designed for efficiency and function, the Ginsu Kamado Grill upholds the enduring legacy of the iconic Ginsu brand. The Ginsu Kamado Grill is perfect to cook all year round, is great for parties, and ideal for tailgating with your friends. Reserve your Ginsu Kamado Grill today at ginsugrills.com and get $100 off on your pre-order when you use the promo code TAILGATE. That's ginsugrills.com. Reserve yours today.
Join Glenn at halftime of every Ravens game for the Project Game Day halftime show at facebook.com/PressBoxSports. We apologize in advance. There's not much we can do about his face.
Yeah, we are in the Fanduel Sportsbook. No, we're not. What are we doing? What am I saying? We're not in the Fanduel Sportsbook. This is brought to you by the Fanduel Sportsbook at Live Casino and Hotel. It's simply the bets. Man, my brain, I don't know how many, it's been about 3 years, and I've been nervous about it because sometimes it just, like, it's over here, and then I'm over here.
Yeah.
And I'm like, maybe I should try to get over.
You're slipping a little bit.
I don't know what's going on. It's very, very concerning. I was trying to say that the show is brought to you by the Fanduel Sportsbook at Live Casino and Hotel Maryland, or that we're headed to the Fanduel Sportsbook at Live Casino and Hotel Maryland. But no, we are not in the Fanduel Sportsbook at Live Casino Hotel Maryland, although I would rather be there. And I look forward to getting back there. That's where our friend Leon Twyman is. He is, of course, the general manager of the Fanduel Sportsbook at Live Casino and Hotel Maryland. What's going on, Leon? How are you, man?
Hey, I'm good. How are you?
Everything is good, my dude. All right, let's cover a couple of things. One, holiday week. Hours, like, can people still go in? There's a huge football day on Thursday. Are you guys open normal hours on Thursday?
Yes, we are open up normal hours Thursday, so we'll be open from 11 a.m. until midnight.
11 a.m. until midnight, so very normal hours for Thursday. You want to get in, you want to get away from your family after a little while, and who could blame you? The best place to be would be the Fanduel Sportsbook at Live Casino and Hotel Maryland. The other thing that we've talked about a couple of times is the World Cup. There was a 5 a.m. match this morning that is one of the biggest shockers in all of sports history. And you were able to watch it in the Fanduel Sportsbook at Live Casino and Hotel Maryland, correct?
That is correct. We do have those games up overnight.
No matter what time of the day it is, of course, normal hours, the Fanduel Sportsbook is open, but even the two matches, so 5 a.m., 8 a.m. matches every day, even before the Sportsbook is open, you can hang out, watch them, and as always, the self-service kiosks are available for you to get your bets in, and of course, starting tomorrow, you can also do it through the FanDuel app. And so let's cover that one more time as well, Leon, because we had the soft launch yesterday. I had a nice little day. I took advantage of that. I was maybe being a little bit reckless because it was like I don't know. Yesterday felt like I was cheating a little bit. I felt like I was a rebel because I was doing it before it was legal necessarily. So I was being a bit reckless with it. I'm like, there's some random basketball game happening in San Jose, California. I'll bet on it.
Yeah, I think that's what we're going to see a lot of that, honestly.
Oh yeah. Oh, I think Thursday's a big day for that. You're hanging out with your family. After about 20 minutes, you realize you don't want to be a part of their conversation, so you just sort of sneak off into the living room, sit in front of the TV, and you start putting in all kinds of bets. I think that'll be a big day. But give me the rundown again of exactly how you guys have fully incorporated for tomorrow when everything launches, mobile betting with the FanDuel Sportsbook at Live Casino and Hotel.
So we actually have Cash at Counter live that started yesterday, and it's officially live. So regardless of, yesterday and today's times for the soft launch, you can actually go ahead and you can now deposit or withdraw from your FanDuel app.
So you're saying, for example, I won $180.31 yesterday.
That is okay.
On top
you can withdraw that from us.
I deposited $500. I won $180 and 20 cents. I don't want to oversell. $181.20. You're saying I could walk up to the window and say I would like all of my $681.20 that are available in my account.
Yes, you can do that. Well, the thing is, first you have to request it from your actual phone.
Okay, so from the app.
So when you go to the app, you're going to go to your account and you're going to select withdrawal. And it's going to give you options of
cash at counter. I see it.
Whatever. Yep, you'll have cash at counter. Select cash at counter. Go to Maryland Live, and you're able to send that over to us for us to actually withdraw it for us. Now, the catcher is your very first withdrawal will take up to 48 hours to be able to process. So that's for everyone. Your very first withdrawal. After that, it's usually about an hour.
Okay, very good.
And it's ready for pickup.
Very good.
Now, if you are winning something large, because I know you're quite the baller when it comes to sports betting.
Yeah. I've had a good few weeks. It's if you guys are following Live Casino and Hotel Maryland on social, it has been a good fall for your boy for the most part on the ones that I've prioritized anyway. The problem, Leon, is that I do make a lot of other bets. Like, those are the ones that I'm very confident in. Like, so confident I'm willing to put my name behind them. And they've worked out really well for me. And then there's the times where I literally just get bored and I look at, like, a Greek basketball game and I just say, you know what? I got a funny feeling about old Olympiakos. think I'm gonna throw a couple of bucks that way. And then afterwards I'm like, why the hell did I do that? What is that? Just stick with the things that you know, man. You'll be all right.
Sometimes what's going off course. You never know.
All right. So as far as the book this week, you had the Ravens fail to cover, but you had the Cowboys cover significantly. How did the totality of the weekend go for the book?
We actually did really well. And I did well myself. As you just said about Dallas, I did well myself. But the book also did very well.
What was the big win for the book this week?
We had a $30,000 wager lose. That was actually on the Eagles to cover.
Ooh.
So that was a bummer. And then we had another, I think it was 20,000 on the Chiefs.
Yep.
That was another one that actually was in favor of the book as well. So.
Yep. Yeah, that helps.
Definitely a good weekend for us.
Yeah, $50,000 in just donations goes a long way to a good weekend for the book. Leon Twyman is with us here on Simply the Bets. Anyone who did have a particularly significant victory over the weekend?
Actually, I don't recall any large payouts over the weekend. So we did well. Our numbers for the month are looking great right now.
Well, that means it's time for everybody to get in there and go take Live Casino and Hotel's money back. Go take the Fanduel Sportsbook monies back.
Yes, exactly.
Right?
Exactly.
In order to enjoy it yourself is what it smells like to me. We're in that kind of wild type of the year where there's college basketball at all hours of the day. The World Cup is going on. I know that football and the NBA have typically been the biggest drivers, but are you seeing a lot of action on the World Cup and on kind of the crazy part of the college basketball season?
Oh yeah, we're definitely taking a lot of action. World Cup yesterday, we actually had a very big crowd in Sports and Social.
It doesn't surprise me
because it was middle of the day, on a Monday. So I'm thinking everybody should be at work, but we were pretty crowded. And when USA scored that first goal, I mean, everyone went nuts.
I'm so glad you bring that up, Leon, because I keep trying to explain this to people, even as mobile betting comes into the state of Maryland, and we're excited about it, but you can't replace the atmosphere of the sports book. And the World Cup is the perfect event for that, not just because it's in Qatar, and my God, who would want to be in Qatar, but there's very few people that are able to travel to any World Cup, besides the one that's going to be here in the States in a few years. It's very difficult. And so you have a lot of like-minded fans that can't go to the games, that are all rooting for something. Unlike on a football Sunday where you might have pockets of Washington fans and Dallas fans and Philly fans and, of course, lots of Ravens fans, everybody's rooting for the same thing during a USA match. Like this Friday, oh, my God, with everybody off work, you might want to go ahead and start emailing events at sportssocialmd.com right now if you're planning on going in there on Friday for the USA-England match, because holy crap, it could be utterly bonkers in there. But
it's gonna be insane in here.
Yeah.
It's gonna be absolutely insane.
But what you're talking about is so important to me, which is if you haven't experienced big events in the book and everybody living and dying not only with what they're rooting for but also what they're betting on, like there is nothing that is quite like it. You can't replicate that hanging out at home and betting on your app. You have to experience that in the Fanduel Sportsbook.
Yeah, there's no other way to experience it. I actually ran into someone yesterday, said it was his first time in. He was with a couple friends, and he was just in absolute awe about our fog machines and strobe lights, that we had going on after the goal was scored with USA. So he was just overly excited. He said he's so glad he took the trip because he wasn't planning on stopping. He's not from the area. And he wasn't planning on here. His buddies talked him into it, and he said it was the best thing he's ever done.
I talk about it. We've done a bunch of events with you guys, but like that Tampa Rams playoff game where there's nobody, you don't know anyone who's a Tampa or a Rams fan in this area. You don't know anyone, and yet it was as electric in the sportsbook that day as like almost any sporting event I've ever attended, and it didn't even involve an ounce of fandom. Like that's the crazy part to me.
It gets wild in here. I love it. I love the atmosphere.
It's cool, man. It's really cool. Even as you're able to bet on your phone, you got to be able to experience that. You got to get into the FanDuel Sportsbook. Anything else that we should be monitoring, we should be thinking about this week as far as the book is concerned?
So, like I said, we're going to be launching tomorrow with the mobile, hopefully. As long as it gets approved, it should be tomorrow launch. After that, again, just come in, enjoy the games. We still have our 61 kiosks if you don't want to use your phone. We still have our 20 bet pads if you don't want to use your phone, 10 windows. But if you do want to utilize your phone for whatever reason and you don't want to link your banking account or PayPal or anything, just bring cash and we will help you out with loading up those funds on your app.
It's so funny, by the way, because I've already had a few people after yesterday's soft launch say, I'm deleting the app. So those might be the people that you're talking about, or the people that don't want to be too reckless on a day-to-day basis. So they want to make sure they keep the app off of their phone, but still want to have the ability to go in and enjoy a day or two of betting every now and then. Just trying to be, bet responsibly, as we say, and not ruin their lives in the process. So if you're one of those people that's like, nope, the app is bad news for me, I can't put it on my phone, no problem. You can still go down and bet in all the other ways in the FanDuel Sportsbook when you're ready to spend, a little bit of money and bet responsibly in the coming weeks.
Exactly. That's all we encourage is responsible betting.
No question, man. Hey, Leon, appreciate you, brother. I'm assuming you got to work during the weekend, but I hope you're able to spend some time having a very happy Thanksgiving, my friend. We will talk again next Tuesday. Thank you as always, sir.
All right. Thank you. Enjoy your Thanksgiving as well.
Thanks, buddy. Leon Twyman with us here on Simply the Bets from the FanDuel Sportsbook at Live Casino and Hotel Maryland. Seriously, though, if you were thinking about it for Friday, like you got the day off, you got nothing to do in the afternoon, it's an amazing atmosphere for watching a match, for watching any big game. But I would email events at sportssocialmd.com now because it will be bonkers in the book on Friday. I mean, it will be bedlam. You think yesterday was crazy? It was a work day. Friday ain't a work day for most people. I would go ahead and email events at sportssocialmd.com and make sure you get your spot reserved. Whether you want a reclining chair, a table for you and a group of friends, whatever it is that you're looking for, email them. Get it squared away now. That's the way you go about doing it. How's that soccer match going? Still 0-0?
Still 0-0.
PK save for Mexico. Wow.
Yeah. Mexico is looking aggressive right now.
I always feel like we diminish Mexico right up until the World Cup. Like, remember the year they only qualified for the World Cup because the U.S. scored a goal in stoppage time in the final qualifier? Like, Mexico was dreadful, and I'm pretty sure they ended up having a better World Cup than the U.S. did. Like, it's just – I don't know what it is. I just feel like Mexico always, when you get to the World Cup, they show up and they start playing.
Yeah, right now they're dominating possession, 62-38, passes 310 to 150. 3 times as many crosses, half as many fouls.
Yep. That's what I just feel like that's what they do in the World Cup.
Shots are 11-2.
So we did the bit for our draw, and then we'll get to tidbit. We did the bit for our World Cup charity draws, where we took the top 16 favorites according to Fanduel, and we put them in one pile, and we took the bottom 16 and put them in the other pile. And what we did is we drew one number for you, and you got the corresponding seed. So 1 to 16, all the top 16 favorites, Brazil being number 1. So if you got Brazil, you also got the last team in the second group. So if you drew the number 1 and you got Brazil, you got the last team. The way we're playing it out is 25 points for a champion, 20 points for the finalist, 15 points for semifinalist, and 12 points for a quarterfinalist, because we don't want it to just be that the champion is that there is some sort of path for you to win, even if you don't have the champion. Like if somehow you've got a semifinalist and a quarterfinalist, the other person only has the champion, then you could win, right? Like that was the idea of how we came up with the strategy for the points. I realized I probably should have made it 13 points for a quarterfinalist, so you could have 2 quarterfinalists, because that's more likely than a quarterfinalist. Semifinalist, whatever. We did what we did. The point being, as I was looking at the bottom 16 teams, like who could still draw a bottom 16 team and have a chance at getting some points? Mexico was absolutely at the top of the list for me. I was like, dude, I get it. You don't want one of the bottom teams. Like, you're not going to feel good about it. But who has a chance somehow of getting to the quarterfinals from being a bottom 16 favorite and getting you some points? Mexico was the team. They were the number 1 seed of the second group. So the team, if you drew the number 16, you got Wales and Mexico. I don't know that either one of them has a shot at the semifinals. So, like, I don't think you're going to be able to even if both made the quarterfinals, you'd end up a point short of whoever had the champion. But if somehow, some way, like if one of them just happened to sneak through the semifinals, you'd have a shot. All right, tidbit, what you got for us?
All right, someone hit a tie no bet live on Saudi Arabia this morning when right after they went up, I think, and so they put $100 on it. It was plus 2,600.
Yeah.
So they made a quick 2,700 this morning.
Not bad. Not a bad way to spend at 5 a.m.
Yeah. It was even earlier because I think it was a central time zone. That was what the
Jesus.
screenshots were from.
What are you doing waking up at 4 a.m. for the Saudi Arabia-Argentina soccer match? Like, who are you?
I don't know. 2 touchdown parlays. They're still a thing. Someone had Amari Cooper, Najee Harris, and Travis Kelce. It was 956 to 1, so they put $20 on it and won $19K. There was a cash out after Kelce's first touchdown of $5K.
And your boy would have. I mean,
it's Travis Kelce
with the
though.
quickness, your boy would have taken that.
Someone had a 7-leg champions parlay that's dating back to April. They had Kansas winning the college basketball.
Oh, okay.
March Madness, and then and they also had the
We
Warriors
call it
and
the
everything
NCAA
else.
tournament.
Yes, the
is what we
NCAA
call
tournament,
it,
of course.
Yes.
And they put $26 on that.
So we're in the Fanduel Sportsbook at Live Casino and Hotel. That's what's going on.
And
It's got to be your bowl.
So the World Cup winner is France. If France wins, they win $557.
Well, what's their cash out?
Their cash out is $81.
Oh my God!
Take it.
My God, what are you?
That's what
doing?
everyone's saying. Everyone's saying you have to take this.
I guess
you know?
you're comfortable that France is going to get into the knockout round, so you wait until then in order to cash out. But my God, man.
Because they just lost. Didn't they just lose Benzema? And
Yes, they just lost Benzema.
That's what Aaron was just talking about.
Yeah.
Why it was his loser.
And then someone had a 5-leg parlay from over the weekend with some random stuff. They had Andrei Rublev, whoever he was playing in
the finals, in the ATP Tour finals.
Sure.
Yeah.
They had Porzingis have a double-double in the Wizards.
He didn't make the final. Whatever. Keep going.
And the Wizards to win. Well, they happened to win a match. And then they had Brooke Lopez do the same thing, have a double-double, and the Bucks to win. And then they had Miles Turner to have 18 points and the Pacers to win, which was the final leg after everything else had hit. They put $83 on this to win $23K.
What a random number.
It is.
$83.
Yeah. And so it looked. Miles Turner had 17 points with 10 seconds left. The Pacers were up by 7, and then he had a free throw in the final 10 seconds. He missed it.
Oh my God.
Missed it.
Oh my. What do you think the cash out would have been to at that point? Well, here's the problem: is at some point they stop offering cash outs.
Right.
So yesterday, for example, I was trying to tell the story earlier of how I was rooting to get a good cash out offer so I could root for the U.S. to score, and when it got to stoppage time, they cut off cash outs. So I kept waiting for a better cash out offer. I'm like, if I get a little bit closer to stoppage time, then I'll take the cash out, and then I'll root like hell for the U.S. to score a goal. And then as soon as it got to stoppage time, they cut off cash outs, and I was like,
I feel like you enjoy the cash out more than
oh my God, than winning,
more than hitting a bet.
Oh my God, the cash
Every
out.
time Griffin says something,
I'm
you're
so
like,
excited about a cash
I wonder
out.
what the cash out.
Yeah, I feel like I've gotten over on somebody in the process. Like, I didn't even win, and I still got your money.
God,
I
imagine
love
the cash
outs.
out.
Cash outs are everything. Because if you win it, you could lose. I don't know if you've heard. You might lose. The cash out, you can win despite losing. It's stealing. That's what I love about it.
Someone went 6 for 6 on the MLB award parlay, on an MLB award parlay.
All right.
It had Julio, Michael Harris, Sandy,
So they did everything
Verlander.
but the managers?
Yeah, they did everything but the managers.
Okay.
They had all the player awards right.
Yeah, because I feel like Terry Francona would not have been an easy one to get. That one's still the weirdest of them all.
It must have been around the Oster break when they placed it, because Aaron Judge was minus 110 when they got him, and so they went 6 for 6, $15, won $26K.
Not bad.
Very good.
I can't wait out those types of bets, though, man. I can't do it. Like, there's just no way.
Someone had they put
all
$7.
I can think about is how much they could have cashed out for. All I can think about.
Imagine if they
I got
cashed out
another
at 4.
God, that would have been $4,000. They could have had it in September.
Well, I got one more cash out one for you. Someone had a 19-leg parlay from over the weekend. They had a bunch of college games, basketball, football, had a couple 1 o'clock football games like Marcus Mariota scoring a touchdown, Daniel Jones anytime touchdown, Eagles to win and the under, as well as the Ravens to win in the under, and they went 17 for 17.
Damn.
There are 2 legs left where T.J. Hawkinson to score a touchdown and then Gerald Everett to score a touchdown. So those were the final 2.
Those wouldn't be 2 I would feel very strongly about.
No, you wouldn't. They put $7. They would have won $200K. And they had a cash out right before those 4 o'clock games.
I'm excited now.
Of $6K.
And they took it?
Nope.
It pains me. God. I would have felt like a king. When the cash out, dude, that's the thing about mobile betting is like I get to see the cash out pop up live on the app, and I'm like,
yes, yes.
And then like,
look.
One of them it came up, and I was like, wait, that's no. I was so ready to take it.
They're gonna get your IP address and be like, all right,
my
let's just
God.
send Glenn
They're
the
just gonna start
cheapest,
sending me
cash out as soon as one
know
day.
it. They know I'm such a mark for cash out.
Save a little bit of money and
Jesus Christ. All right, very good. Thanks to Leon Twyman. Thanks to Aaron Oster. We will not have a weekend at Bookies this week. Believe it or not, we have other things going on Thursday, so we're going to skip on it. We're just going to keep on the normal schedule, just skipping this week. So it'll be 2 weeks from now when Weekend at Bookies returns. We will have another Simply the Bets, however, next Tuesday. Enjoy your Thanksgiving. May the odds be ever in your favor.